Well, hi, hello, and welcome everyone. I decided to make a vlog about my top 10 bucket list theme parks. If you watch this channel, you know that Katie and I both like to go to theme parks and amusement parks, although I like roller coasters, I am more passionate about theme parks, so this list will largely be about theme parks, but there's a couple that are known more for roller coasters than theming. The only two rules for this is that cannot be a park I have been to, so it can't be Carowinds, which is a park I like to go back to, and it also has to be a park that has officially opened previously, so it can't be Universal Studios Epic Universe, which is the eventual third park that's going to be going to Universal Orlando, even though that's still a few years away from opening. They said 2023 previously, but I have a feeling with COVID-19 it will be delayed even further out than that. Alright, and without further ado, let's get started. Coming in at number 10 is Disney Studios Paris, which is a second Disney park at Disneyland Resort Paris. This is one that I'd like to go to at some point, but it's only on this list probably because it's a Disney park, and it's been on my bucket list for forever to go to all the Disney parks in the world. So, spoiler alert, there's more Disney parks ahead on this list. Having said that, this park is regarded by many as the worst Disney park. So it's something I want to go and eventually go to Paris, but it's not at the top of my list at all. Number 9 is the only American park on this list, and that is Busch Gardens Williamsburg. This is one of the major roller coaster parks on this list. It's a park I've driven past in the expressway before on a couple of occasions, but I've never been to. I've heard it's just a beautifully landscaped park, and it also has multiple rides I would love to go on. I know they have Apollo's Chariot, which I believe is their first B&M hypercoaster. They have multiple rides that I really want to go. Like Alpendice is a great B&M invert. They still have Loch Ness Monster, which is the only currently operating roller coaster for interlocking loops, and this is a ride I definitely would want to go on. Even though it's one in America, it's probably the least likely one of the more least likely ones I'll be able to see in the next couple of years. Coming in at number 8 is the other major roller coaster park on this list, which is Europa Park, which is located in Rust, Germany, although I could be butchering that word, or where it's actually from. This is a park in Europe that has a large amount of roller coasters. 13 is what Wikipedia just told me, including a B&M Hyper and a large collection of Mack rides, as I believe the Mack roller coaster company also owns that park, so they put in a lot of their prototypes there. But it looks like it's incredibly well done and pretty decently themed park as well. It's the second highest attended park in Europe as well. Number 7 is, and this is a name I'm sure I'm gonna butcher, but Efteling Park, which is in the Netherlands. This is a theme park that actually slightly predates Disneyland. They have, from what I've read and seen on YouTube, they are pretty much the only park outside of Universal that can have dark rides on the level of a Disney park. So this is something I would really like to go to at some point in Europe. It is also a very beautiful park, but again, I don't know when I'll be able to see this park because it's not like we have any plans to go to Europe in the near future. Potentially one in a few years, but not until 2023 at the earliest. Coming in at number 6 is what I've heard is the best Universal Studios park in the world, which is Universal Studios Japan. This has from what I heard, the best flying roller coaster in the world, which is a B&M flying coaster themed to Jurassic Park. They have pretty much the best rides at Universal Studios Hollywood and Florida. Like they have Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, which is an amazing ride. They just have multiple other rides. That are going to be the first park to open up their Super Nintendo World, which is a themed area I'm greatly looking forward to because I'm a Nintendo nerd and I'd love to ride the Super Mario Kart ride that they're going to build, as well as a Donkey Kong Country Mine Train roller coaster apparently going to add. Coming in at number 5 is the newest Disney park in Disneyland Shanghai. This is, of course, in China, Shanghai, China to be specific. And it's probably the most unique Disneyland style park in the world from what I've seen. It has a couple of exclusive to that park only rides. Like they have a Pirates of the Caribbean ride, which from what it looks like on YouTube is utterly incredible and completely different than all the other Pirates of the Caribbean rides. It'd almost be like Pirates of the Caribbean meets with Rise of the Resistance at Disneyland, which would make for an incredible ride. They also have a Tron roller coaster, which is sort of their version of Space Mountain, although that ride will be opening the next year-ish at Magic Kingdom as well. So it won't be exclusive for much longer. They also have Seven Dwarfs Mine Ride, but they also are missing some classic Disney rides that they don't have Haunted Mansion there. They don't have It's a Small World. They don't have Jungle Cruise. So that's one of the reasons why this is slightly lower than some other Disney parks, since, like I said, there's a lot of Disney parks on this list. They do have a Soarin' there, but then again, I've been on 2 Soarins already, and they're all basically the same on the actual ride part. Coming in at number 4 is Disneyland Hong Kong, which is, of course, located in Hong Kong. This park, when it first opened, was largely built too small, but they put in a lot of money to make expansions. It's also the one that, in layout and from what I read online, charm level is the only park outside of the original Disneyland that has the same kind of charm that Disneyland does, as in being a smaller park. It also has It's a Small World. It doesn't have Star Tours. They have an Iron Man ride, which is the first Marvel attraction at a Disney park. They have their own version of Big Thunder Mountain, which is like Grizzly. It's like Runaway Grizzly Mine ride. I might be butchering the name, which is a ride that's sort of a mixture between Big Thunder Mountain and Expedition Everest, as it goes forwards and backwards, and I can't wait to ride that ride. They also have a ride called Mystic Manor, which is sort of their rough equivalent of Haunted Mansion, but it's a trackless ride, and it looks utterly amazing, and I can already tell you that'd be my number 1 priority whenever we go to Hong Kong Disneyland, which could, in theory, be as early as 2022, but we'll see. Coming in at number 3 is Disneyland Tokyo, which is the first park in Tokyo for Disney. It is one of only 2 Disney parks not completely or partially owned by Disney. It is owned by Oriental Land Company. It is basically a mixture between Magic Kingdom and Disneyland, taking the best of each of those parts and leaving out the worst of those parts from what I've heard. I definitely really, really, really want to go to this park. And it has some exclusives there as well. Like their version of Winnie the Pooh is evidently a trackless ride, which is just phenomenal. Blows out the Winnie the Pooh rides at every other park. They are about to be opening up a Beauty and Beast trackless dark ride. They have a Monsters Inc. dark ride, which apparently blows away the one that is at California Adventure. Coming in at number 2 on my list is yet another Disney park. Like I said earlier, there's a lot of Disney parks on this. This is Disneyland Paris. And of course, Paris, France. I've heard that, from what I've heard and read and seen on videos, this is probably the most beautiful of all the Disneyland style parks. They spare no expense in making it, which is one of the reasons why I had some financial troubles when it first opened up. But it has the best of the Disney attractions. Like, it has Pirates of the Caribbean, Small World. It has, of course, Peter Pan's Flight. It has Pinocchio's Daring Journey, Snow White. They probably have the best Space Mountain, the only one that's launched and goes upside down. I've heard they have the best Thunder Mountain. Their Haunted Manor, which is their Haunted Mansion, I've read, it's basically the American Haunted Mansion, just longer and better. So it's definitely something I want to go like. I mean, I don't know when we'll get to the Paris parts that Kay and I talked about. Depending on how things go, maybe in like 3 years, but that's still 3 years down the road. We don't even know what we're doing for sure this weekend, much less what we're going to be doing for vacation in 3 years. And my number 1 park, which is if you know me, you probably heard me talk about this before. It's because I have some money saved for some, but not all money saved for this trip already in a savings account, which I literally have called my bucket list savings account, or bucket list vacation savings account. But my number 1 theme park bucket list is Tokyo Disney Sea, which is the second park at Disneyland Tokyo Resort, and this is one that again is not owned by Disney, but Oriental Land Company pays Disney for the license, and they also use their Imagineers when they were building this park. They literally were told the Imagineers, and this is no exaggeration according to Disney Plus, that they could spend as much money as they want. There's pretty much no budget in the park, right? The best park you can create. It looks phenomenal. I mean, it looks like the worst part of the park would be on par with Radiator Springs at California Adventure, or Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland, or Pandora at Animal Kingdom. Like I said, that'd be the worst part of the park at that park. So it looks incredible. I just really want to go to this park. I mean, if I could, I'd be going there right now, even though for a number of reasons, not least all COVID, we can't go to Japan right now, and it's also, I only have 2 weeks of vacation a year, so I don't get 2 weeks until at the earliest 2022. But like I said, Katie and I have talked about potentially going at some point in 2022 to this park, but we'll see. All right, now what do you guys think? Have you guys been to these parks? Let me know in the comments what you think about them. If you want to if you have a different park on your bucket list, let us know what those are as well. And as always, give this video a big thumbs up and hit that notification bell and subscribe.